All right, today we are starting a new chapter. We are doing chapter 9, covering probability. So our first lesson for 9.1 is just an introduction to probability. So we're going to be going over some key terms, and then I'm going to give you guys some examples that you'll be using on your homework. So take notes. If you have any questions, I will answer those in class tomorrow. So we'll go ahead and get started. So with probability, we have quite a few key terms that we'll need to know with this. The first one is experiment. And so an experiment is an activity with varying results. Outcomes, those are the possible results of an experiment. An event is a collection of one or more outcomes, and favorable outcomes are outcomes of a specific event. So I'll have an example that kind of shows how these terms are used, so you can see what it is. And of course, with probability, we need to know what probability is. So probability is a number that measures the likelihood that an event will occur. So probabilities are between 0 and 1 and including numbers 1, 0, and 1. So probabilities are between 0 and 1, including 0 and 1. So down below we have a diagram. So this relates to the likelihoods that are written above the diagram and the probabilities that are below the diagram. So with an impossible likelihood, of course, it's going to be 0 as a fraction, decimal, and then 0%. Unlikely, you're going to have 1/4, 0.25, or 25% is your probability. Equally likely to happen or not happen, that you have 1/2, your decimal is 0.5, and your percentage would be 50%. And then under likely, with your likelihoods, you've got 3/4 is your fraction, your decimal is 0.75, and your percentage is 75%. And then with a certain likelihood, your fraction is going to be 1, your decimal is going to be 1, and then it's 100%. All right, so this is probability. So we're going to use our first couple of key terms with the experiment, outcome, event, and favorable outcomes so that you can kind of see what that looks like. So randomly selecting a marble from a group of marbles is an experiment. Each marble in the group is an outcome, and selecting a green marble from the group is an event. Okay, so selecting a marble from the group is the experiment. All of the different marbles in the group are your outcomes, and then selecting a green marble from the group is an event. So our possible outcomes are going to be, we've got a green, a red, a blue, an orange, another green, and purple. And so we're looking at selecting a green marble from the group. So we've got 2 green marbles. So our event is choosing a green marble, and we've got 2 possible outcomes. So the number of favorable outcomes is 2, because there are 2 green marbles. So our possible outcomes are all the possibilities that we have. The event is choosing the green ones. So our favorable outcomes is 2, because there are 2 green marbles. Okay. Now we're going to look at a couple of examples for different things that you'll see on your homework. Number 1, we're going to look at identifying outcomes. So we have a number cube here. So you roll a number cube. A wants to know what are the possible outcomes. So if you think about a number cube, there are going to be 6 possible outcomes. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So those are your possible outcomes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. B wants to know what are the favorable outcomes of rolling an even number. So if we think about the numbers on a number cube, our even numbers are 2, 4, and 6, and the numbers that are not even are 1, 3, and 5. So the favorable outcomes of the event are rolling a 2, 4, and a 6. And then letter C wants to know what are the favorable outcomes of rolling a number greater than 5. So in our table here, we've got greater than 5 and not greater than 5. So our numbers that are greater than 5 on a number cube are just going to be 6. And the numbers that are not greater than 5 are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the favorable outcome of this event is rolling a 6, because that is the only number on your number cube greater than 5. So that's just identifying the different outcomes. Next, we're going to look at counting outcomes. So this time we're using a spinner. So our spinner has purple, red, blue, red, green, and red. So you spin a spinner. Letter A wants to know how many possible outcomes are there. So this spinner has 6 sections, so there are 6 possible outcomes. Letter B, in how many ways can spinning red occur? So our spinner has 3 sections that are red, so spinning red can occur 3 different ways. And then letter C wants to know, in how many ways can spinning not purple occur? And then what are the favorable outcomes of spinning not purple? So our spinner has 5 sections that are not purple. So spinning not purple can occur in 5 different ways. Okay, so the number ones not purple are going to be the red, blue, red, green, and red. So our not purple, well, the purple ones are purple, of course, and the not purple are the red, 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 blue, and green. So our favorable outcomes of the event of not spinning purple are red, 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 green, and blue. So that is counting and identifying outcomes with probability. So what you guys are going to be doing today are numbers 1 and 2 from on your own questions, and have both of those done for class tomorrow so that we can go over those, and then we'll be working on our assignment in 9.1. So I will see you in class tomorrow.